Hello, it's a beautiful morning coming to you live and direct from Star TV, and this is the Morning Star. Welcome to this edition, wherever you might be watching us from. It's a pleasure having you again, and of course, I am together with Maimuna. And good morning.
Morning, Lipson.
Namonala.
Right.
You're good.
I'm fine.
Okay, that's fine. And yaa ngi fiix bu baax a baax a baax.
Alhamdulillah, sant yàlla.
su dee ngaa tooñ ma léegi buñ dem ba ci kanam nga maa tooñ parce que tey dama sol mbaxana moom du bandel bi. moo la xam naa ne foog nga am loo ci wax su dee am na loo ci wax moom wax ko léegi parce que tey moom ndel bi laa ma ba soo demee ci gars yi lépp si sa ndel bi leer na lépp si sa nangam leer na ma maayal ko rek def ko busta.
amul dara lu ma la wax ma jàpp si yàlla bu yëg ba si kanam. ba nga yëg ba si kanam nga am loo fii def lu waral ma tooñ la.
waaw def ma dara.
waaw
li ma sol rafet na.
yaa ngi ko
si nga génn may na.
waaw.
noo ma gisee.
yaa ngi baax
soo waroon réet lee maa jox.
tema ba tem.
tene ba ten. waaw yow bul wari yow su ma la ñaanee rek gërëm bu wax dara tey jii sax tey du ma la tooñ parce que léegi de gars yi man maa la dee tooñ dama la dee tooñ damaa tooñ joolaa yi damaa tooñ waaye tey moom du ma la tooñ tey loo def noonu la loo bëgg a def noonu la loo defut noonu la. mbokk di leen a gërëm bu baax am mbégte la del siwaat ak yéen ci kër gi ñu ngi ci programme bi màgg bu yànj bi leen ñu duppee ko rek mooy The Morning Star ñu am ci mbégte loolu nag ànd ak Maimouna parce que nam na ci ay fan yu néew dafa réeroon kon xamuloon fan la ne da gars yi def far ko xaw ma nan lañ def ba far ko yegg si na su ko defee ñu gërëm leen bu baax waaye dinañu seet lu am solo dinañu dalal it ay gan waxtaan ak ñoom kenn ngeen a jóge ci benn ci GSM compagnie yi gën a réew ci biir réew mi Maimouna fàtte naa la wax loolu parce que yaa ngi ñëw rek ñëw suba ci léegi nii maa ngi wax ak gars yi dinañ am contribution bi but dinañ ci waxtaan ak gars yi mu am lenn loo xam ne luñ war a diisoo la luñ war a discours la den dinañ am Omar Aswell am lu ñuy waxtaanee but we're going for a short break parce que am na temps pour bés luñ tardé ci temps dafa bëri it's 9:32 and 11 o'clock lañ war a jeexal so obviously ñu ngi am loolu lépp tëgg ko let's go for a break. jërëjëf mbokk yi jërëjëf si waat ak yéen ba tey ñu dem ci marché bi seen li fa ne ñu bàyyi ko askan wi parce que tey amul benn waxtu bu ñu pare bu ñu tardé ndax liñ jot a perte ci waxtu dafa bëri trop ñu seet American Back Fries ñaar lañ tàmm ci yile ñu bàyyi ko xel benn bi mu ngi toll ci 2150 benn bi toll ci $2,000 saako salam toll ci $3,400 yéen a ko gis noonu si screen bi waaye ñu gis na it saako suukar mu ngi toll ci $2,400 saako lijon toll ci $900 mu nga xam ne mooy bi nga xam ne moom la ñoo béy ci biir réew mi mooy lijon gi garden bi bi nga xam ne mooy bàyyi ko bitim réew moom moo toll ci $1,000 20 litre gallon bu diwlin mu ngi toll ci $2,150 10 litre bi toll ci $1,250 waaye ñu gis ne 5 litre bi mu ngi toll ci $650 ak $700 li waral nag ñaari njëg yooyu la mooy bi nga xam ne moo toll ci $650 mooy buy nelaw bu dul nelaw mu ngi toll ci $700 20 litre gallon bu diwtiir moo toll ci $2,500 saako fruit toll ci $2,150 saako pomme de terre toll ci $1,300 tomate maritaire 2 kilo bi carton mi ngi toll ci $1,150 benn pot bi toll ci $220 beef mi ndawale kese nga xam ne raxul benn yax moo toll ci $450 meat and bone mu toll ci $400 chicken carton bi nga xam ne fukki ginaar ci ne mu ngi toll ci $2,000 boobu la mooy bi nga xam ne mooy peese 1.3 waaye buy peese 1.2 mu ngi toll ci $1,800 full chicken benn ba ngi toll ci $200 mooy bi nga xam ne mooy peese 1.2 bi peese 1.3 mu ngi toll ci $220 carton chicken legs toll ci $1,200 kilo bi toll ci $140 waaye mën na ko dañ koy ci $150 chicken wings mu ngi toll ci $1,150 rather buy chicken wings loolu mooy njëkk li nga xam ne moom lañ jëlee ci marché bi ñu bàyyi ko askan wi waaye ñu dem Central Bank courtesy of the Central Bank of the Gambia dañ ñu seet currency update rek su ko defee ñu dellu see yéen ñu ngi gis American dollar bi ngi toll ci 71.88 euro bi ngi toll ci 84.14 waaye ñu gis ne the Great British Pound bi ngi toll ci 95.07 Swiss franc bi ngi toll ci 81.63 Philippines peso bi mu ngi toll ci 1.27 waaye ñu gis ne New Zealand dollar it's at 43.07 xam nga New Zealand.
New Zealand.
waaw.
dam lay dégg dëkk bi.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
nga foog ban boor la nekkee.
I don't know exactly.
non lan nga foog fan nga foog ne fa la nekkee ban boor la New Zealand nekkee.
I don't know.
xam nga New Zealand daw ma ko sax de waaye ma jàpp rek. waaye mu ngi ko am na côté Australia fa la aduna si am boobu.
ok.
moom New Zealand soo fa rombee rek pare nga ci de. ba dem rek. dem rek. dëkk yi noonu soo fa rombee. amatuloo feneen foo dem. soo rombee base New Zealand. dara dëkkut ci gannaawam. ba ilaa yow it ni da ngaa dem rek.
alaxira ngay dem.
da ngaa dem ba dajee Fàkkulom Baaji. waaw dem rek. su ko defee xaw ma Fàkkulom Baaji la ma
Bakolong Baaji.
ah.
Bakolong Baaji.
Bakolong lépp Fàkkulom man léegi la ñuy wax Fàkkulom léegi la ñuy wax Fàkkulom ok Bakolong Baaji soo demee New Zealand daal dem rek xanaa nga defee Bakolong Baaji waaw Bakolong Baaji moom surtout seen mën na laa rescue waaye li mooy Bakolong Baaji moom dem rek bu ñu wóoree sax. Anyway, let's go for a break and then we'll come back. We'll take a look at the newspapers. But wherever you might watch us from, you must welcome to this edition of the Morning Star. And then Maimuna is definitely going to take us through right after this break. We're coming back. All right. Okay. Maimuna, it's time to take a look at the newspapers.
Yes, thank you, Lipsy. Good morning once again and welcome to the newspaper review segment. We have the Standard newspaper, the Point newspaper and the Voice newspaper. So going through the headlines from the Standard newspaper, it says government taking due diligence despite U.S. pressure for Starlink's license. We have Joseph Kony as new IEC chairman. Siraj Modunjai appointed foreign minister. Minister Cisse says Russia oil scandal investigation findings not yet formalized. We have ISBD approves $32.2 million for School of Medicine at UTG Faraba campus. Court dismisses Create Energy's suit against Access Bank. Will welcomes ECOWAS court judgment on FGM in Sierra Leone. On the Point newspaper, we have government withdraws Tambedu's ICJ nomination. Alleged State House theft won't be investigated. VP Jallo, new IEC chair. Foreign Affairs Minister appointed. I have nothing against Barrow through Dabo. BCC Ostend project full of corruption. Procedural falls. We have lead counsel. We have Justice J.D. urges lawyer Conte to uphold court decorum. On the Voice newspaper, we have winner, enabler of seamless travel 2025. GTSE gains international recognition with the award. Turodabo steps up rural support with new borehole projects. Court of Appeal sets aside High Court judgments ordering respondent to pay $50,000 cost. Gender Minister sets plans to end child street begging. Government updates media on progress of International Health Insurance Scheme. Those are the headlines we have on the Standard newspaper, the Point and Voice newspaper. So going with the Standard newspaper, we have Joseph Kony is new IEC chairman by Omar Ba of the Standard newspaper. Joseph Joe Kony has been confirmed as the new chairman of Gambia's Independent Electoral Commission IEC, succeeding Ali Momar Njai, whose contract ended in March 2025. Kony, who until yesterday was vice chairman of the IEC, has been actively involved in the commission's work, including strategic planning for upcoming elections. His appointment follows Njai's retirement after nearly 9 years as chairman IEC chairman, during which Njai oversaw significant electoral reforms and democratic developments in the Gambia, including the much talked about 2016 presidential election that ended Jammeh's 22 dictatorial regime. Meanwhile, President Barrow has also appointed Mr. Chorno M. Jallow as IEC Vice Chairman. He is a retired diplomat who worked at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs before joining the United Nations, where he was redeployed to various countries including Somalia, Kenya, DR Congo, Central African Republic, East Timor, among others.
Both appointments were welcoming, to be honest. Let's begin with Mr. Chairman Njai, well experienced someone. He worked, with big institutions, represented Gambia outside. He got expertise, and then people were so excited about his appointment. So it's definitely a welcoming one. For the most talked about one would be that of Joseph Kuli. If you can remember so many things that have passed, it was definitely challenging as far as the IEC is concerned, because Mangi Gisle explained the IEC chairman retirement after 9 years, during which Njai oversaw a significant electoral reform and the democratic development in the Gambia, including the much talked about 2016 presidential elections. We all know what happens when results were called, and then later there was some errors and the like, and they announced another result that led to former President Jammeh to denounce the result, to say to him it is null and void, and then we need to go back to the polls and then do another election and stuff like that. That he was not going to step down, which led to the intervention of ECOWAS. So the whole impasse, it's something so important to look at right now. But in his appointment, lead of important, because he must have to learn from some of these things. Understand? He must have to understand that Gambians are watching. All eyes on him. We're trying to see whether he is going to come up with something new to avoid what really happened in the past to happen again. So many things. So both appointments are definitely welcoming, talked about, but his appointment is the most critical one, is the most talked about one. Sorry.
Yes, because being the IEC chairman entails a whole lot of things. Because in your election, people are always talking about you, the chairman, so to come out and do the announcement and all that stuff. So it's a very challenging task, and I hope he's going to fulfill his duties without fear or favor, because it's a place where I think it's going to be reviewed by the Judicial Commission, or certain people should approve before Daddy appoint as chairman of the IEC, because of all the expertise he has been working. He was the chairman for a very long time. So I think with the knowledge, experience we have until the book in regards to the work, he'll be able to do his duty. So all we're doing is always good luck. Say position.
Because treasury, because President IEC, he was there, but vice chairman. And then, Yagana am I preso, Yagana Deku preso, Yagana Nekachi situation go Hamna Hidna, Hamgo Grafa Barrier or whatever, and then yet still the Chegi and the Ligam, he was one time, part of the committee at the Second Harvest Sport Development.
And he was once a returning officer.
Yeah, exactly. No, so also the IEC, most of them returning officer, holding positions, whatever. But I'm Hamga. He was into youth development because he contributed immensely to sports as far as Serekunda West is concerned, because he was once, one of the first vice president or second vice president, Fatan Aballa of Serekunda West, because he did for some time after Mansuma for being the assistant secretary general of Serekunda West. So he was there. He really knows how to handle pressure. He knows what is needed. He knows things that needs to be changed, reform for that matter, and so many things. But most importantly, he needs to restore the confidence and that the people have on IEC. For them to deliver something, without fear or favor. You said what is expected, what the Gambia needs as far as the electoral process is concerned. So on that, that's it. he has a very huge task ahead of him, because 2020 next 2026 elections coming is not something it's not a child play. Because I am telling you, it's an election where whosoever have to win must have to pull the bull by the horn, because so it's a task, a very big one, a huge one for that matter.
Yeah. So we go with there's one Serigne Modou Njie appointed foreign minister by Omar Bah again. President Adama Barrow on Wednesday reassigned Serigne Modou Njie, Minister for Defense, as the new Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad. It came barely 5 days after President Barrow announced his acceptance of the resignation of Dr. Mamadou Tangara, who had been the country's chief diplomat for 7 years. Tangara has taken up an international role under the African Union. Mr. Njie had a short stint as ambassador to Turkey before his appointment as defense minister in 2022. Njie, a career soldier, is a native of Medina Serigne Mas who holds a bachelor's degree in political science and a master's degree in international relations. He began his military career in 1998 as the Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Armed Forces. His trajectory in public service has included key diplomatic posting, including as Deputy Head of Mission at the Gambia's High Commission in New Delhi, India, and various roles at the Gambia Embassy in Turkey. Meanwhile, the Vice President, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, has been entrusted with the responsibility of overseeing the Ministry of Defense.
Wow. Okay. So among the different minister, Vice President is overseeing.
He's overseeing.
Anyway, I think it's a very good appointment, because Njie is loved by many, to be honest. Because type of Monica soldiers, you talk to soldiers and they will tell you, how truthful, how friendly, how good he is. And then we make a defense minister that gets COVID ben am gis nañ some things you have def nako, but most important as well, because if you're a foreign minister, da nga wara am yena experience, da nga wara am yena jang yi, nga wara xam nga gis li ma la, but understand because of his this thing that I'm a bachelor's in political science and then I'm a master's degree in international relations. So he was in New Delhi, he was in Turkey, he represented Gambia elsewhere, being an ambassador. So I'm on that rapport, I'm on that that link, I'm on things that they may as far as international relations is concerned. So Pulmoneka, foreign affairs minister, it must be something that was looked at very carefully, and then it's a good one. Now.
Yes, it's a good one. So I hope more time to step in regards to most of these things they are soon for admission, say make something like that because all the time most of the time there are so many irregularities you don't expect it to happen to foreign living ambassadors in the outside. This is not the case of this Cuba issue, which is not the last week. We don't know what Guinea-Bissau, I think, yes. Guinea-Bissau. Yes, the issue of accusing Toban as a witch again and again.
Yeah, but Bogu, one of a film, Camera, is it key?
Fabry,
no, not. I mean the DPS, the Deputy Permanent Secretary.
Yes.
The feel it was just a witch hunt. The feel it doesn't even start at Guinea-Bissau. It started even long before, because time began in the Minister of Agriculture. So to put more on the believe it was just a plan. And stuff like that. But you are very right, because legally you dig stories. Happen in America, happen in Cuba, happen in Guinea-Bissau, happen elsewhere. So I'm not trying to restore all those things. I'm going to have confidence in people that we are representing, that are representing us elsewhere. And then, most importantly as well, there was a time when the foreign service was was losing its credibility or whatever, because people were questioning some of the appointments.
Yes.
Some were done politically, some were done maybe but to some people they feel if the government definitely wanted to favor you, they haven't been plus put jola, but they foreign service, whether you're capable or not, that's where they dump you. This is the analysis of some people. So if you start to have people that like Njie, he served in various positions. He's been an ambassador representing Gambia elsewhere, understand, in Delhi, which is India, in Turkey, being a defense minister for that matter, being someone who is very educated, and master's degree, bachelor's degree in international relations and political science, then obviously it's showing that we are definitely considered in the foreign service. That's why we are sending in people that got the expertise, people that are learned, people that got everything it takes to be at the foreign service.
Yes, something commendable. So you congratulate the former Kufagero Tamit Mundamit. Foreign service. Yes, so I think we go with this one. We said Minister Caesar says.
Are we still on the same paper?
Yes, I'll take this final one. Minister Caesar says Russian oil scandal investigation findings not yet formalized by Arat Jata. The Minister for Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Ismail Caesar, yesterday asserted during his ministry monthly press conference that the National Assembly Committee findings on the Russian petroleum oil scandal does not carry formal legislative authority yet, as it has not been debated and adopted by the Assembly. 2 weeks ago, the National Assembly Joint Committee of FPAC and PAC submitted its findings of investigation into the allegations that a Russian ship was allowed to dock and sell its products in the country under dubious circumstances. The committee recommended that punitive measures be taken against certain officials, including at least 2 ministries, Petroleum's Abdou and former IGP and now Minister of Interior Abdoulaye Sanyang. Confronted by the media on the matter, Minister Caesar said the Ministry of Justice has already made a statement clarifying that the findings remain internal to the National Assembly. What this means is that the report has not been officially debated or adopted in plenary at the National Assembly under parliamentary rules. It does not yet carry formal legislative authority. Therefore, the government urges the public to be patient until the National Assembly completes its work on it, he said.
Thank you. Hello, John. Let's take a look at it on the paper, Paski. We were expecting to have ourselves to talk to us about better project service or whatever they're launching. Very important. I will not let the cat out of the bag yet because they're not coming anymore. Because some of them said they've got some engagements, but I'm not guided technically. So they wanted to wait until everything is done and then they'll be here. Probably next week we're going to have the official family. But Sayyidina Omar will definitely join us later to talk to us about something happening in Russia, but have something to do in Russia, whether it's in Russia or not in Russia, but you know about this Russian oil scandal because we don't have something to do with Russia anyway. Sayyidina Omar of the Weekend Vibes, Sayyidina Omar of the Star, what's the other program? The name of the other program? Star something? Star. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so we go with the standard, with the Point newspaper. It says, government withdraws Tambedu's ICJ nomination in an unexpected move. The Gambia government has officially withdrawn the candidacy of Abubakar Mari Tambedu for election to the International Criminal Court of Justice ICJ with no formal reasons provided for the reversal. The decision was made on Monday, 7th July 2025, a high-placed source told The Point. The decision comes only a few months after Tambedu's historic nomination in February 2025 as the Gambia's first attempt to gain representation on the ICJ, the principal judicial organ of the United Nations headquartered in the Hague, Netherlands. Tambedu, a respected international legal expert, currently serves as the registrar of the International Residual Mechanism for Criminal Tribunals and the UN, holding the rank of Assistant Secretary General. He previously gained international recognition for his work at the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, where he led prosecution against major figures involved in the genocide. Domestically, Tambadou served as Gambia's Attorney General and Minister for Justice from 2017 to 2020, playing a key role in advancing transitional justice after decades of dictatorship. He resigned in 2020 to join the UN in his current role. The same year, he made global headlines by initiating the Gambia's landmark genocide against Myanmar at the ICJ concerning crimes against the Rohingya people, an effort that earned him a place on Top Magazine's list of the 100 most influential people and a Nobel Peace Prize nomination in 2021. His nomination to the ICJ was widely seen as a natural contribution of his distinguished career and was strongly backed by the Gambia Bar Association earlier this year. The withdrawal has sparked question about the government's motivations, as no successor candidate has yet been announced ahead of the 2026 ICJ elections. The ICJ comprises 15 judges who served 9-year terms elected by both the UN General Assembly and the Security Council. Tambadou's candidacy had symbolized the Gambia's growing role in international justice and diplomacy. The sudden withdrawal now leaves uncertainty around the country's future representation on the global judicial stage.
I understand why the government of the Gambia withdrew nomination and without explaining anything. I understand. And then if you read his biography, if you read, in fact, going by what you've just read, then you understand that he is capable. He is something who needs to be supported. He has put the Gambia in the world map. Understand? Dafa tax ñu bari xam Gambia ñoy ñan, being a small Gambia, bold enough to file a case against the Rohingya people, against Myanmar, about the way they treat the Rohingya Muslims. Understand? And then Mangigis Fitip Tambadou's candidacy symbolizes the Gambia's growing role in international justice and diplomacy. Understand? I know you get from the Gambia.
Yeah.
We're talking about someone who has served as Minister of Justice, someone who has support and stuff like that. So if you're withdrawing your nominations, at least tell us why you're doing this. If you do not tell us, they're open to any kind of interpretation, and then people will interpret it differently. And then most people, what they would say is it something that has to do with involvement in the sales of Jammeh's asset, nangam, because then dust be settled still. You can still see the dust there. So it's not yet still settled. So if you just withdrew without telling us why you withdrew, then it's open to any kind of interpretation. People will say whatever they feel like saying. People will say what they think. So we withdrew our nomination because of XYZ, and then people will understand, yes, because of XYZ, that's why it was it was removed. Oh, that's why they don't you think it's disappointing? Did I feel hot about this?
Yeah, it's disappointing because so danga withdraw candidacy. There must be tangible reasons so you must communicate to the people in order to avoid speculation. In as much as the cause of it or the reason buga withdraw, people will speculate in any way they can. So this is the issue of the sales of former President Jammeh's asset this meant so many human rights bodies, usually the Edward Francis Small, I think.
That of Marijuana.
Yes, calling on Purumuna Gisnamum Tamit Munamo withdraw Gini Hamantena Monica, bring back candidacy and when it comes to Silinga Hamantena Monica ICJB. So Mudon no Hamantena spark a whole lot of controversy. So many people were like Jarnako, others were like Jarudko. So Mudon no Hamantena. I'm sorry. So in as much as Gimana they want withdrawing his nomination, what then you tell the people the reason will withdraw his nomination.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
in order to avoid unnecessary speculation.
So if you nominate someone who has Fenel duñ ci wax lu bari du leen amal interest xam nga nit ñi dafa am ñu lay xoolee man lu ma gisee things ak yow nga gisee things du am na ñoo xam ne seetuñ sa credibility seetuñ nga sa credibility is at stake seetuñ ndax yow da nga fi def njuuj njaaj seetuñ nga def loo fi njuuj njaaj fa de fat ne yow li nga ut ci biti la te doomu réew nga réew mi daf la war a jàppale am na ñoo xam ne foofu la ñoo seetee xam nga yaa war a sax so am na ñoo xam ne nag seetee wuñ foofu dañoo ne non despite sa xam-xam ba danga fi def lii te lii leeragut soo mënuñ laa jàppale ci nangam soo ñu war di seetee foofu ba dem nag ñëw nag yëpp ak lu mu ci munti doon mooy war nañoo wax lan moo tax ñuy foxati li nga xam ne joxe woon nañ ko lan moo tax liñ joxe woon ne moom lañ ko jàppale ñu nanguwaat ko ba mu set wecc soo joxee kay nanguwaat kay war Abdallah tax nga nangu ko man tey su ma ñëwoon ne la may naa la laptop bii ñu dem ba balaa liggéey di wàcc sax ma ñëw ne la am nañ laptop ma la mayoon nga ne ma mu ngi nii ma ne la delloo ma ko am na li tax nga ko jëlaat nañ ñu wax loolu kon lu ko may rek nit ñi ci penc bi ñoo toog wax lu leen neex.
du ñàkk.
waaw
loolu du ñàkk.
ñu dañoo toog ci penc bi wax lu leen neex. wax lu leen neex.
Still with the point, it says alleged State House theft won't be investigated by VP Jallow, by Janki Cisse. Vice President Mohammed Jallow has told deputies that military-level disciplinary procedures were on the way to address a theft case which was reported at State House some time ago involving Senegalese forces, but could not give specifics of the measure. During a question and answer session led by Honorable Yahya Sanyang of Latrikunda Sabiji, lawmakers demanded answers about the security integrity of the presidential palace and whether the government had taken appropriate steps to prevent the occurrence of such. Member for Wuli West, Swaibudu Ture, demand access to any investigative report on the matter, but the Vice President revealed that ECOWAS and not Senegal or the Gambia would lead any probe during movements across the chamber. Was this an incident or the start of a troubling pattern? A lawmaker asks pointedly, raising concerns about whether the breach was a one-time lapse or symptomatic of deeper security faults. Responding to this, VP Mohammed B.S. Jallow pointed out that as far as I am aware, it was an isolated incident. He said he firmly denied any internal security breach facilitated the theft, despite growing speculation that the incident exposed serious vulnerabilities. This shows that the State House is not secure. What is the government doing to make sure this doesn't happen again? Honorable Sanyang further asked. While VP Jallow maintained that there was no violation of security laws of the State House, his voice assurance did little to calm the assembly. Yet, can you tell us exactly how the theft happened? Asked by member for Busumbala. Jallow said, I don't think I can delve into these types of details, he responded. The member for Foni Bendali asked if disciplinary action had been taken, whether the culprits were jailed or the stolen items recovered. The VP responded that military-level disciplinary procedures were underway, but stopped short of specifics. The member for Janjanbureh voiced what many were thinking. This is an embarrassment to both the Gambia and Senegal. What has the government learned from this? While VP Jallow reiterated that security forces have taken note and actions will follow, the Assembly and the public remain unsatisfied. In a nation where trust in public institutions hangs by a thread, silence and serenity are unlikely to restore confidence anytime soon.
So, ku dañ ko weer. Ki jël fi duñ xam kan la. Duñ xam kan la. Duñ xam dara tax mu sàcc ko. Duñ xam kada ci bokka.
Parce que daal dafa yéemu.
am na bi lu waxee benn boy ci opposition bi la bokk mënuma wax ban parti but opposition la anyway daf ma gis ne ma seen réew bi du dem ma ne ko nan la mu ne ma yéen ay sàcca maalo la sàcca maalo mu ne ma yéen leer na ma ne sujoriste daal sax nit dina ko dikk di sàcca ay ndawal yéen ay sàcca katafa rek xam nga ko yéene way caalaan dafa ruslu nag to be honest dafa ruslu ndax sax yaaguñ ko def
waaw loolu war a laajte la I think the National Assembly war nañoo def seen décision pour mun a pressurize gars ñu génn si ñu wax with regards to lu ne wala investigate nañ ko wala jàppale nit yi nga xam ne loolu because I can't imagine nit nga ni State House the security bi ni mu fa mel and the procedures yi ni mu fa nekkee such thing ñu nar faa happen and it's not going to be investigated
moo tax ma ne la ku dem moom moom ak ñoom ñoxor a ko def xam nga ñoxor ku dem ñoxor ak ci biir xam nga ñoxor
waaw ñoxor de
moom ñoxora ñoxor waaw
no I don't know what is ñoxor
xam nga eau de fort waaw
non
waaw fekkee lu démba moo xam eau de fort xam naa ni ku dem loxo eau de fort lañ ci wala ñoxor
yaa ko wax de
man tey maa ko wax man moom dañ ma oo dama yaa ko wax man maa ne loxo ñoxoran ci wala eau de fort waaw lii eau de fort am na ci loxo wala ñoxor am ci loxo waaw
baax na ko
kon ku xam nga ñoxor
xam nga eau de fort
ñoom dem ci benn kay
ñu dem with the voice
benn story rek please ñaan naa la wala ñaar su dee dëgg ko gaaw parce que dañu war a on kay dafa ñu war a seet beneen news
two from this one. It says Turo Dabo steps of rural support with new borehole projects by Hari Ture. Gambian philanthropist Modu Turo Dabo has stepped up his support to rural communities by inaugurating 6 new boreholes aimed at improving access to clean drinking water for needy families. Over the weekend, Dabo, who is the chief executive officer of the Vision Development Foundation (VDF), commissioned a new borehole in Bujinga, Foni, the home village of former President Yahya Jammeh's late mother, Asombi Bojang. The borehole, named in her honor, is part of a wider initiative to tackle water challenges in undeserved areas. The project brings the total number of new boreholes founded by Dabo this year to 6 other boreholes have already been completed in Jara district of the Lower River region, Sare Bach village in Lower Fuladu, West Central River region, and Talokoto village.
That's okay. Bujinga, if you're going to Foni, Bujinga should be on the right hand side. That's the biggest board with Bujinga and then watch for Assembly Bujang. That's a good thing because through the philanthropists like Yagan and anyway. Let's take a look at it on the news.
This one is still with the Voice newspaper. It says General Minister steps planned to end child street begging by Fatou Coulibaly. The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare, Honorable Fatou Kinti, has told lawmakers that her ministry is rolling out a national plan to tackle the persistent problem of children begging in the street, describing it as a big concern that demands urgent action and collective support. Appearing before the National Assembly on Wednesday, Minister Kinti explained that a comprehensive nationwide assessment would be launched to map out conditions in Quranic boarding school, majalis, and other places where many children living on the street come from. She confirmed that the ministry had already shortlisted institutions to carry out the survey and expect the exercise to start immediately after final approval next week.
That's good. That's a good thing because xale yi moom war nañoo seetal affaire léegi-léegi moo tax last time bi ñoo wax ne maanaam dañu waroon a contract CPA Child Protection Alliance parce que léegi-léeg especially léegi-léeg nga dem ci yenn place yoo xam ne yow sa bopp daf la day yéem ñu gis fa xale yaa ngi liggéey ci yenn bërëb yoo xam ne some hazardous environments léegi-léeg nga gis
and for the parents they are accompanied by their parents ñoo leen de ñoo gars ñoo dee ànd because da nga xam ne muy toog yaa mu gis ni muy génn si supermarket fa mu ne toppal
kenn dama si ndew na ndaw si gis ma maa ñëw ne xale bi ne dama nga ñaan dem ci ma ko ne ko sooy ñaanal yow kenn bàyyil sa xale yi si kër gi ñëw ñaan bu jël xale yi di minal li parce que ba pare xale yi jigéen lañ yow léegi soo demoon bi gisatuñ la naka la ñoo def moo na lead into prostitution or drugs so kenn xamul lan la daal anyway.
That's it.
Thank you very much. That's it for a newspaper review. Buguma sax ñu dem break. We're not going for a break. Let's go straight and take a look at some of our news stories, especially this one where President Barrow reshuffles his cabinet and appoints the former Minister of Defense, Serigne Modou Njie, as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. You know, after when Tangara resigns and takes up a job at the African Union.
Yeah, African Union.
Yeah, and then he appoints Mr. Modunjai, who was serving as Minister of Defense, and then the Defense Ministry now is will be overseen by sorry.
By Vice President.
Yeah, well, Vice President will oversee the Minister of Defense, and Sadu Modunjai being appointed the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Let's take a look at this one. It's from our news bulletin last night.
This strategic appointment brings seasoned experience to the Foreign Ministry at a time of increasing international partnerships and regional engagements. A native of Medina Sering Mas, Honorable Njai boasts over 2 decades of service across military and diplomatic spheres. He holds a bachelor's degree in political science and a master's in international relations, credentials that underpin his global outlook and technical expertise. Njai began his military service in 1998 as Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Armed Forces. His steady rise culminated in his leadership of the Republic National Guard in 2011. His transition to diplomacy included appointments at the Gambia High Commission in New Delhi, India, where he served as Deputy Head of Mission, followed by various postings at the Gambia Embassy in Turkey. In 2022, he was entrusted with the defense portfolio, reinforcing national security during a critical period. In a complementary move, His Excellency Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow has been tasked with oversight of his Ministry of Defense, ensuring continuity and strategic coordination at the highest level of government. President Barrow's reshuffle reflects a broader vision to strengthen the Gambia's diplomatic agility, security priorities, and engagement with Gambians abroad. For Star TV News, I am Awasani.
Well, that's Awasani reporting on the appointment of Sadu Modunjai as the Minister of Foreign Affairs from the Defense Ministry, and of course, thank you very much, Awa. Anyway, but we've got another interesting one where police are investigating a brutal assault on Totla in Gunjur. Very serious. Let's take a look at it.
For 2 intensive days, 20 legal officers from the ACHPR Secretariat engage in dynamic workshops and in-depth discussions, broadening their expertise in international humanitarian law. The program not only enriched their knowledge, but also cultivated a strategic partnership between ACHPR
What we're expecting to see is the police investigation on brutal assault on a toddler in Gunjur. The assault on a toddler in Gunjur. That's the footage we wanted to see. All right. dafa am benn xale boo xam ne nii dañ ko dóor yu métti dañ ko dóor gaañ ko am na mu demee fële ca Gunjur dem police yi ñu ngi investigate assault bi ak yooyu noonu lan moo ko waral naka lañ def ba gaañ ko ay xale lañ ak yooyu noonu ñu bëggoon ci am lu leer parce que démb dañ ko jàllale ci news bi te ñu fiil na nit ñi war nañ ko mën a déglu ba tey su dee contrôle room pare lañ ak vidéo bu police wala ñu jaara dem ci leneen su nekkee ñu ngi am vidéo bi mën nañ ko indi su ko defee ñu seetaan ko police te dellusiwaat.
Police have launched an investigation into a deeply disturbing case of assault causing grievous bodily harm to a 3-year-old girl in Gunjur. According to initial reports, the young victim, aged 3 years and 6 months, suffered a deep cut to her neck and is currently receiving medical treatment. Police said the child revealed to her mother that she was attacked with a knife by a woman identified as Ndei Hoja Job, daughter of Soda Seka. The child also repeated the same account to Soda Seka while hospitalized. However, authorities said Soda Seka failed to report the matter and instead confided only to her sister, Ndei Fatu Khan. The suspect, Ndei Hoja Job, reportedly fled the scene and was allegedly harbored by Ndei Fatu Khan for 3 days. Both women have since been arrested and charged with concealment and accessory after the fact. They are currently in police custody, awaiting further investigation. In a major development, the main suspect, Ndei Hoja Job, was brought in for questioning earlier today, Tuesday, July 8. In the presence of her parent, she admitted the crime. Police said she confessed that on Friday, June 27, while watching movies on a tablet, she took a stainless steel blade from a window, forced the toddler to the floor, and slashed her neck. The police have reaffirmed their commitment to protecting vulnerable persons, especially children, and have warned that anyone who conceals or aids suspects will face the full force of the law. Authorities are also calling on parents and guardians to take their responsibilities seriously. Lamin Ba, Star TV News.
dafa serious may wala imagine jël xale bu ndaw boobu noonu daanal ko fa jël gën bi teg ko ci baatam bi di ko wala ni ko dogee rek mel ni ku ñëw kuñ bëggoon a rendi dafa serious trop dafa serious yenn yi di am ba pare tam nit ñi dañu war di bàyyi yenn yi dafa am ñoom lu bokk di ko masla xam nga tiit la dañ di tiit ak whatever ba daf laa dugal ci problème rek parce que dañ dem ba xam ne yow yëg na lii dañ dem ba xam ne am na li nga ba so dafa indi beneen dafa indi problème yooyu li ñu war a bàyyi xel la moo tax police di ko investigate fële la ci Gunjur but in another news story nañ gis bii nii it's a fatal fire at Sinthiou Alhaji Dara that claims the life of a 12-year-old student foog naa fekk la fi woon that day ñu ngi doon discuss about this fire incident bi am fële Sinthiou Alhaji ci Dara bi nga xam ne benn xale daf ci ñàkk bakkanam xale bi toll ci fukki at ak ñaar ci safara soo xam ne ci daara gi foofu la xewee fële ca Oul Yundum daara yi nag ñu ci doon wax lu mel noonu parce que récemment gis nañ yi xew ci daara yi gis nañ xale yi bi feebaree feebar bu ñaaw boobu de ñi am ay picca mu mel li waga ma gis ko sax ma fàttali waga jamono jooju gis nañ fi tam daara yoo xam ne lakka dañ fi bi ay xale dee fa du benn yoon du ñaari yoon bi mu ngi xew fële ca Sinthiou Alhaji police yi ngi investigate pour seet lan moo ko jot lan moo waral safara si ak li demel nañ seetaan story boobu dañ ñu ñëwaat.
A disease identified as Abubakar Mbake succumbed to injuries sustained during the fire, while 11-year-old Mohamed Jai remains hospitalized at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital in critical condition. Both students were among those affected by the blaze, which broke out in the dormitory of the school on Wednesday, July 6, 2025. In the wake of the incident, the police have detained the head of the Dara, Ibrahim Hassan Cham, along with 2 teachers, Alhaji Job and Omar Cham, as part of an ongoing investigation into the circumstances surrounding the fire. Preliminary findings from the police revealed that the 2 boys had previously escaped from the Dara and were returned by their parents. According to the police report, indicate that in an effort to prevent further absconding, the boys were allegedly chained and locked inside the dormitory where the fire erupted. The police are actively engaging with the Dara authorities to gather more information and establish the exact cause of the fire. In light of this tragic event, law enforcement officials are urging all educational institutions, particularly Daras, to implement stringent fire safety measures and prioritize the welfare and rights of the children entrusted to their care. Ibrahim Dabo, former communications officer at the Child Protection Alliance, expressed his concern over the recent challenges faced by children in Daras, including infections, fire outbreaks, and unsuitable living conditions. He urged stakeholders to take immediate action to address these issues.
ado ñin dinno men fata Sinthiou Alhaji anin membe laare leptano do abe alhala jawodo ila koñi asunta walla bari ye bula leto blame yalon ko ye dundi jela pour gela nyanto tinya adu wo ko kono fo birini albalaka daje ito anin jindindo ni dala to kono fo mansa kunda la bunda me yalon ko wala monta dindi wala kula imanyan na sartol ni tamandirnya lende la ni dinkirale ba fo Supreme Islamic Council ene masa kunda manyan ne bulo duna nyobul ba ka sartol lende sartol men yalon ko lenyante dindi wala ko nyanto tankala nyin dulawdo ani wati o wati ka korosiro ke ka tanyi dulawdo ka korosiro ke dindi wol be je nyaame dinkira me yalon ko ye sartol men landi anin tarambulol yemel landi pour kanyi dinnugol la nyanto ma fa wo dinkirato ni ma tarambulol ni landi ani ma sarful ni ma fa yewdulani so.
As the investigation continues, the community mourns the loss of young Abubakar Mbake and hopes for a safe recovery for Mohammed Jai. The incident has sparked a broader conversation about the safety and treatment of children in Daras in the Gambia. Maria Madem, reporting for Star TV News.
All right, now la yako gis daara yi moom naa dafa jot pour ñu leen a bàyyi xel bu baax a baax surtout boarding schools yeeg yooyu nit ñi war nañu di leen bàyyi xel dem si seet naka la boarding schools yi mel.
Yes, it's very good. For time to time, we had them the neighborhood. But I'm in fire safety measures in the pregnant pieces because very blah what happened then. Hello, then for the young to Bahaba. So from the story, I realized that then allegedly, hello, then down. You send parents and book when you're in there school, so more you take them civil dormitory for fire for suffer because so you don't know how many they ame so they behave like one. So when such things happen, I think the best thing to do is make him understand if he dara the money pul jang so what to suggest da nga gina nga dem sa yoon so jeexale ken du la jaafa but hanga parents yi delo semaine ko yeen ngeen jël ko te xalé ci biir néeg bi ya teamul ci biir néeg bi so ndi daal police yi war nañ see gën a investigate gën a xam
te xam nga ne am na loolu yàgg nañ ko dégg ci ay daara même suñ ko gisul it yàgg nañ ko dégg ci ay daara di takk ay nit di dóor ay nangam te wax dëgg ne yàlla nag daara itam su dul loolu daara yi moom dañ leen war a gëstu dañ leen war a bàyyi xel lii leen la rek ci li ñu war a waxtaanee parce que ay jéye la te gis nañ ko lu mënta ñàkk foog ñu waxtaanee ko waaye itam war nañ leen a gëstu ci leneen ci ay ndimbal ak leneen ak leneen
xale yi seen nekkin
war nañ koo xool ndax xale yi ñu ngi lekk bu baax ndax xale yi sax ñu ngi tëdd fu set man su mayut sax waaye ndax set na ñaata xale ñooy fanaan ci benn néeg
waaw
ñaata góor ñooy fanaan ci benn néeg ñaata jigéen ñaata nangam lii lépp lu ñu war a bàyyi xel la su ko defee parce que li nit affaire si dama continuer ni su continuer ni nit ñi dinañ ragal a jël seen doom yi dinañ yóbbu ci daara yi te daara yi amul ñu gën daara yi ci biir réew mi parce que ñoo ñoo jàngal diine ñoo ñoo jàngal lu nekk ñun ñoom la yaakaar so suñ demee tax ba nit ñi lose confidence nit ñi amatuñ yaakaar boobu noonu pour jël seen doom di ko yóbbu ci daara yi kon problème ñoo ci nii am na dina ji parce que daara yi nga gis si koñ bi nii daara koñ yi nii lii dëgg la ñu ngi xaar ñu def seen tuuti laaj kàttan yàlla xam na ay xaar dafa jóg ndax mën nañu sukkandiku ci loolu rek parce que loolu di nga gis xale boo xam ne dem na toog diir boo xam ne du demati waaye ñu ne ci biti li ñu produire si ay taalibe mu ëpp la ñu ne ci biir di produire si ay taalibe te ñooñu lépp jàng la léegi li ñu war a seet mooy ndax liñ fi wax lépp ci wàllu set ci wàllu xam-xam ci wàllu kaaraange seen ci mu jur seen ndax ñu ngi koy saytu ndax ñu ngi koo bàyyi xel ak it war nañoo bàyyi xel bu baax a baax xale yooyu ndax jàng rek moo leen fa teg ndax di nga def leneen lu may jàng damay la jamono joo xam ne dañoo tuumal ay sëriñ yi daara di war na ne xale yi faa yóbbu ñu leen a jàngal yemuñ ci leen jàngaloo waaye dañ leen a saraxtuloo léegi soo demee ci sëriñ daara jooju waxtaan ak moom xam nga li mu la wax parce que dégg naa ci beneen sëriñ daara muy wax ne nañ bàyyi di wax ne sëriñ daara yi dañoo saraxtuloo xale yi du saraxtuloo pour jëriñi sëriñ daara bi waaye saraxtuloo lañ liñ lekka la ñoom loolu seen lekka la parce que di nga gis ko xam ne faa jël doomam indi ko ci daara bi bàyyi ko fa 5 years tegut fa tànkaat te bututam du fa ñëw fan la sëriñ daara bi di jëf ñu ci xale bi te kooku soxla loolu am na lay su ma loolu am na lay.
dégg nga there are certain people dañ
sa doom yónni na si daara bi 5 years nga bàyyi ko fa ut 5 years nga bàyyi ko fa musuloo faa dem doo ko yónnee dara doo fa yónnee am kan sëriñ bi fan la moo jëlee xam nga ñun nag fii lii tàmbalewul tey sax parce que dafa yàgga léegi la sax mu ngi change xam nga rek affaire saa ngi wécce bu ñu gis xam nga ñuy dem study arabic study islamic studies ñëw ci biir réew mi xam nga yor ay place venture into business xam nga mel nu leen ne léegi dañ commencé di gis loolu ba amoon na time soo jàngee alxuraan dem jàngi ci biti wala nga jàng ci biir réew mi xam nga lan la ñu xelaatal nekk ustaas wala imam nekk ustaas wala imam parce que dañ leen xeeb ci lu bari ba nga xam ne soo dee arabic student nga rek bi nga xelaat ne imam nga war a nekk wala ustaas nga war a nekk pour jàngal waaye su dee ko da nga jël sa doom yóbbu ko ci boarding school boo xam ne is this conventional schools English schools li nga fay te du la ko wax te soo ko fa yóbbu tam every time di nga nekk di dem fu dem seet sa doom mu ngi jàng waaye arabic ni fi la madrasa rek doo fa dem doo ko seeti soo loolu war nañ ko bàyyi xel parce que sooy aaye nit ki ne ko bu mu def nangam dafa fekk nangam gi ngeen ko aaye am na ko ba matal
dégg la kay so yëpp ma kay I think is the ministry bu saytu si wàllum xale yi and even the Supreme Islamic Council ñoom tamit have a role to play su ñëwee si wàllum lii so I think ñoom ñëpp war a toog waxtaanee ko ñu seet xool nu ñoo guide li nga xamante ne moo nekk daara parce que du ñaaka ku nekk bu nga yóbbu sa jàng sa doom mu jàng alquran xam li nga xamante ne moo nekk diinam waaye pour mun a def loolu the environment have to be suitable warut a nekk béréb bi nga xamante ne borom dafa ragal di wax ne lu nekk mun na ma fee dal lii ak lii so I think so many mechanisms ak yeneen when it comes to sensitization tamit as well jàngal ñi nga xamante ne ñoo nekk si daara yi tamit war naa jàngal with how nu ñoo take care of xale yi ak xanga ak yenn fi xale yi tamit ñu mun see bàyyi xel bu baax and the parents also daa leen di yóbbu seen daara si xale yi si daara pare ngeen fàtte ne da ngeen amee ay xale ñu bëri dañ ko dee def dara certain people si dara ñu gis seen doom yi yàlla moo xam da ngaa yóbbu xale bi rek nga bàyyi ko si daara bi doo liggante naa lekka na ndax am na yëre bu baax bu moo sol fu mu tëdda mu ma toppatoo boppam
parce que xale yu bari soo bàyyi xel xale yu bari tabaski la ñoo ñëw wala xam nga korite la ñoo ñëw time julli rek la ñoo ñëw ci dëkk bi ñëw seeti seen famille ba ci diir boobu yow même soo demul sa loxo war naa mën a dem war naa gis kuy dem nga am na ko yóbbante mu yóbbul ko xale bi jëndal ko ay provisions war nañoo mën a am nga loolu dafa dimbale daara bi dafa tax sëñ daara bi yéeneem xale bi dafa tax sëriñ daara bi du génn di bàyyi xale bi mu dem di saratu parce que tey man su ma yoree parce que daara yi nekk ci ob bi yëpp da ngay gis benn daara boo xam ne ay 300 students ñoo fa nekk 400 500 students ñu war a dundal ñun ñëpp war leen a jox leen sol war leen a jox fu ñu tëddee jox leen ñu naan nangam foog boo am ko jàppale te su amul ko jàppale ci wàllu koppar li moo tax mooy xale yi la moo use pour mun a am loo xam ne moom la ñu indi ci biir kër gi ñaareel xam nga dose des sax na du mel noonu dose des da ngaa gis ne di nga am place boo xam ne place bu yaatu la yéen a ngi béy sëñ bi am na tool yu rëy taalibe yi ñuy béy ci biir tool bi li ñuy dundee yëpp ñoom ñoo ko béy parce que dañoo béy dugub béy mboqa béy gerte béy lépp am loo xam ne ñu ngi ko store every day mën nañoo toog at ba déwén ren ba déwén cere rek la ñoo lekk parce que am nañ cere dinañ maafe parce que am nañ dege ñu ñoom gerte dañoo lakam boo xam ne dañoo def leneen ak leneen waaye léegi sëñ daara yi amuñ loolu parce que amuñ tool bi ñoo béy ci biir teeru gi lañ jekk so foog ñu jàppale leen bu baax a baax ñu doon bàyyi xel Seydina Omar yegg seegul ba léegi comme ni nga wax rek parce que Afrique Sall la jëndoon na fi boobu noonu ñëwatuñ parce que dafa am leneen loo xam ne mën nañu bàyyi xel Seydina Omar ñëw na den li ñuy def mooy we are going for a short break and then suñ dal see rek den su ko defee ñu am Seydina Omar and then we'll talk about the Cargo International Competition. Omar will definitely explain some details about this Cargo International Festival. Dan su ko defee ñu waxtaan ci lu am solo. Let's go for a break and then come back later, please. All right, welcome back to the Morning Star. If you're just joining us right now, you're getting us live from our studios along the OIC road, and of course, this is the Morning Star. Like I said earlier on, we were expected to have a guest, and then he's finally with us in the studio, and that's Sayyidina Omar of Star TV, of course. And we're here to talk about the International Cargo Award Competition, which is the first and the only award in the world for contributions to the development of street culture sports, in which the best representative of street culture and sports from different countries are tested in 5 formats, which is awards, videos, competition, community projects, streetwear design in 12 areas: BMX, kick scootering, hip-hop, parkour, free running, and tricking, breaking, walking, graffiti, Omar will definitely come to this, but it's just not a contest, but an effective social ladder that contributes to the development of creative potentials of young people, popularization of health, lifestyle, and information of a positive image of street culture. So this award provides a unique opportunity for self-realization, professional growth, and achievement of international recognition. So Singh to talk about everything that concerns this. But now I'm going it's just but I will say more introduce last month
sa jola bu ñaaw bi waaw sa jola bu ñaaw bi borom kaala bu rafet bi
kii suma jola la li ma ko amee sax bariwul de yàlla xam na parce que moom giveaway price laa ko amee xam nga jola du seet
waaw ndax ñoom niñ mel a tax dañ seen value dafa ëpp moo tax dañ seet non lu seer fi mu nekk nii lu seer moo amul value waaye lu seerut non value kese la
su ma la waxee kii li ma ko jotee xam nga jamono maam ni dafa am looy def nga pour jot jaam bi sax slave bi su nekkee slave dafa am lu ñu laa sant nga def ko wala am lu xew ñu ne moom nga sa bopp jox nañ la sa bopp nga dem bilaal sax bi ñu ko bëggee jot dafa am koppar gi ngénnee jëndee ko su ko defee am nga waaye kii li ma ko jotee su ma la ko waxee mu yéen la anyway dañ dem ci kanam tuuti di nga waxtaan ak moom sëñ bi li ñu war a waxtaanee lu am solo this International Cargo Award Competition. Tell us about it anyway.
Well, first of all, I just want to greet the audience for the Morning Star. I'm just honored to be here anyway, talking about Cargo. Anyway, I'm here on behalf of Smile Nation. Smile Nation has the opportunity to bring Cargo here in the Gambia. Cargo, as you said, Cargo is an international out competition that happens in Russia, and Gambia is opportune to be part of it this year. And it was like we did it here in the Gambia to grab at least some couple of winners that would represent the Gambia. So we did it like 3rd day and 4th day of Tobaski at the Afrisel Park, and we come out to have winners on DJing, graffiti, and dancing. As you know, Munjalaf, he's the one who's representing the Gambia. In graffiti, he's the winner. And Bain Nundi, he's the winner for the dancing. And DJ Ziegler, he's the winner for the DJ competition. Yeah. And Caro is about arts and creativity. Okay. Because as you know, Gambia, we got talents, youths who are so engaged in in arts and creativity, and it's an opportunity for them to showcase the talent they got. And Smile Nation, on behalf of Jibril Fall, who is residing in Russia, he is just a patriot, I could say, because of making sure that Gambia have Cardo here in the Gambia to represent, Gambia in the international stage in Russia. It's a big thing because of art is very important, and as you know, we are people of arts and entertainment. That's what we believe. That's why we're working on each and every day. So if we see a brother who is always trying to raise the Gambian flag, trying to make sure that our talents are showcased internationally, it's a big opportunity. And this year, which is going to be next month, inshallah, 3 winners will be representing Gambia in Russia in the international stage.
Next month.
Next month.
The 3 winners. Okay. Oh, that's wonderful. But a competition like this, is it the first time for it to happen in the Gambia? Because CADO International would be something new to some people, because maybe they don't know about CADO International, especially award winning and stuff like that. Was this the first edition?
Yes, it's the first time happening in the Gambia, and it is something that's going to stay. We thank God that the NCAC are proud to put it in their calendar, in their cultural calendar, so it's like CADO going to be happening every year in the Gambia, and winners will be representing the Gambia in the international stage in Russia.
Who are they competing against?
They're competing with different winners from different countries around the world.
Okay.
Winners will be coming from Italy, Germany, Slovenia, Sweden, Argentina, Brazil, from all over the world. So it's going to be a big stage.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not a small thing. It's an international, because and this is something that is well recognized. CADO is well recognized by the Russian Federation, and it is really considered. So it's something that's gonna be happening in Russia, and we just can't wait for our winners to represent the Gambia there.
Having an international award competition for the first time in the Gambia, as important as the CADO International. How significant was it to people that came out to support? Was it crowded, or do we have a lot of people that came out to know what CADO really is, and then what was the atmosphere like? Because you were some of a young folks.
Yeah, thank God I was the host for the 2 events.
Yeah.
It was magnificent anyway, because the 3rd day Tobaski and the 4th day Tobaski, like the 4th day was bigger, the 4th day was bigger. We got that crowd which was really good looking. Yeah. For the first time doing it here in the Gambia, we got that crowd that we were not even expecting. And one thing about people love art, though it's just that certain people don't understand the importance of the other set of art, because we are mostly focused on music, singing, but this time thank you. And this time, imagine graffiti, the experiment of graffiti, the beauty in it. As we all know, graffiti beautifies a nation, because we can see in other countries how they're using graffiti in their prime areas, because these are things that are really educative instead, because they are sending messages. So Gambia is starting to understand the importance of graffiti.
Not fully going to display everything. The graffiti was done at the park there.
Yes, it was live graffiti.
Yeah.
Live graffiti. They were displaying it live.
Okay.
And we have we were having judges in there. So from the graffiti, we have dancers.
Very given minutes to be able to demonstrate or to do something within a set period of time.
That's it. Minutes were given.
Okay.
Minutes were given, and we did it in different type of way, because minutes were given for the live graffiti, and we got another screening.
Graffiti. Graffiti lan lañ doon def, because ñu ngi dégg graffiti mais lan mooy graffiti.
waaw graffiti soo ko déggee graffiti dafa mel ni soo doxee ci mbedd bi am na ay drawing yi ñoo def ci maraaj yi.
di use lan.
di use paint yooyu noonu. suñ dëkkandoor yi sax ñoom ñoo ñu gën a bari la liñ ko def ci seen mbedd yi.
da nga def ci mbedd yi gis ñu ngi ko design.
tey soo naa la jox exemple, soo demee Banjul Independence Drive. muñ Jolof. mu ngi def Independence Drive like something really beautiful. ci maraaji soldat yi foofu noonu just after NCAC office bi. mu ngi fa droit Moussa Ngom boo xam ne te Moussa Ngom is the face of Gambia. xam nga Moussa Ngom ku xool kanam bi xool ni ko muñ Jolof droit sketch loolu dafa tooyal xool affaire bu rafet yàlla ko yàlla yërëm. yaa ngi gis ba pare mu am fa yeneen kanam yi nga xam ne moom mu ngi ko fa def. so comme graffiti te dañ cee mën a jàngal nit tey sooy da ngaa mën a seen message through graffiti comme let's say ñiy xeex AIDS ñiy xeex malaria ñiy xeex yeneen affaire xam nga ñiy xeex tey ay couche biñ dee dégga nii ci dëkk bi xam nga yooyu yëpp ndaw yi mën nañoo def graffiti ci mbedda yi pour woon xale yi xam nga pour ñu moytu affaire boobu noonu so graffiti li moo liggéey dafa bari
dina dem sax bi si biir xale yi suñ ko demee ba mu ñin ko ba xam ko dina tax mbedd boo ci jaarati di nga gis ñu def ay paintings ak yooyu noonu surtout soo seetee the likes of South America North America ak yooyu noonu but most of the documentaries that you see yi nga gis ñu display ñu def an image of Che Guevara you have an image of someone else. You go to the Eastern Bloc, the same thing, that's what they do. They celebrate their icons. They do their painting outside. So now, come on the street of the Pakunari, this is for Lipsibu.
Okay.
Meaning they're celebrating him. They're telling people that this is our icon. He is the face of this community.
Thank
you. So now, maybe in gravity, if you continue to have competitions like this where people will do graffiti and other things, then they will begin to to demonstrate to do it more often even without on competitions. The fact to follow the Kabi, the fact people get engaged in disability inspiration, inspire information based on graffiti.
So with regards to with regards to competition being in the fee, how were you able to spot that talent way from them? Did you call for an audition? Well, they make an announcement whereby people came in, you participate in local defense.
Wow, then I'm on an open enrollment through the internet.
Okay.
Wow, then I want to send an email, send your criteria, see area being having fanga boka. It was open on the internet. So nyep falling send requests for one and then boka compete on this particular category. From there, you respond to them. Then after this sect of graffiti, DJing and dancing, because at the end of the day ñom willing to participate, because okay li tax ñu am ñetta yi
can you say that again, parce que yema fi gis bari na graffiti was there, DJing and
hip hop. Yeah, because talking about the other genres, because so whole Gambia, okay, we are too focused on music, okay, dancing, okay, DJing, and you were mentioning the skateboarding, even this drift, these kids are doing drifting. Yo, it's art, it's sports.
Yeah.
And talking about Kado is promoting arts and sports. You understand? But at the end of the day, li tax ñu mujjé ñetta yi ni moy lu bari diñ ko def Gambia, skateboarding diñ ko def Gambia. Xam nga? The list goes on. There are certain arts. Bobu is a push and pull.
Yes.
Kids
it's not recognized. But do we see kids, or do we have skateboarding? They could do not see big boy and for the so I believe that they could have. I want to believe so. So, but for now, in the next edition, the next year, more applicants.
Thank you.
Because there are others. Other talents as well. So, then we realize another talent. It was not part of your project. It was not part of the project to say that this is the kind of competition that we are having. But when I realize that this is a talent and it's part of sports, are you going to recommend it to be to go
on with it?
Yeah, to go on with it, to recommend that in your competition.
That's what I'm saying. It's already listed there. The list of arts and creativity talents yi nga xam ne is part of the sect that is included in the international Kado competition. Loolu yaa ngi ko doon mention sànq. So it's just in Gambia we don't have the other sects here in the Gambia. We don't have competitors. Okay, we don't have youths who are engaged in those kind of sects. Okay, so it's like we get limited sects that are mostly done here in the Gambia.
Sëñ bi waroon ngeen cee boole nag loo xam ne dafa indi laughter reelu tey maanaam eating competition.
No, the thing is, it is not we who are creating the sect. It is the Russian competition, the international board there. Yeah. So what the sect you have already mentioned everything. It's just ne. So then the 10 la Gambia is just ne. We are so thank you. So now we engaging youths to be more open and okay. Mota, it is very important. Gambia, we don't have a ground where youths can just come and showcase their talent.
This is concerning.
Yeah.
Gambia set and we get to go right now. I am telling you, everybody will complain about these things. We need to have playgrounds. It's very unfortunate. The only playground that I know when I around the Senegal used to be the Dream Park. When it was transformed to that kind of place, then I was very disappointed.
Big time disappointed.
If you're going to transform Dream Park to something else, or you're going to change whatever to something else, but find them a place.
Better.
For kids to be able to play.
Yeah.
I mean, parks, so use that if you don't have a space still. Go to Eastern Park, it's cool. We have recreational centers, but are they that developed for kids to attract kids or parents to take their kids there?
No.
We only call it a recreational center. The only one that is so active that people are definitely going at least more Officer Park. But is that the recreational center that we need? We need something bigger than that, something more equipped than the Officer Park and the traffic lights.
That's where the importance of art comes in, because as a nation, my brother, you know, Africa, the income art is bringing in Africa, Gambia is yet to benefit. It's unfortunate that we are not well structured. You know, having this opportunity for Kado to happen in the Gambia, it's a big opportunity for the Gambia. This is something that Gambians don't see what because it's a big opportunity. It's a way that can promote, you know, and showcase Gambians, you know, in a bigger stage. And it's an opportunity for youths that are having talents in different sects, you know, to be seen up there. Because of, okay, we lacking structures. Is like we don't have an art school, we don't have a theater hall, like we don't have a place where youths can go, you know, and like upbring or nurture certain things in them. Because education, them school, jungle, like 1, 2, 3, ABC is important, but arts and creativity it's bigger than certain things, you know. And these are things you have, they are contributing immensely to a country.
You know, in time, the school.
Yeah.
Then you draw me with a mood bureau. You know, limo tankai, limo bag. Adam board go today. I'm going you go to China, people are doing Tibet education.
Thank you.
Said Dema wallahi, Barkayala, Dema Mangi Togan, you said on TikTok. This been a school in Ghana. Halayange, you feature, very nice. Halayan down you feature teachers and then touch the bed of Rami, Matamoko, but Ray, Momagari, Marakamala, Monoma, certainly. Right? So in schools like China or somewhere, kids would be learning how to assemble mobile phones. But in Gambia, Africa for that matter,
so more time
so Chinese because that's what they do. They teach education. That's why even right now,
even early age instead.
Exactly.
So because these are important things you have to come tell. Okay, you question the Ministry of Culture, the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, because if you talk about tourism It's because of culture. That's why tourists are coming here because of culture. So is that your culture being embraced in your country? How it is structured is a question. How is your culture structured? You know,
and we celebrate our culture.
Thank you. So
to say that this is what we are celebrating.
Thank you. So it's like tourism. You just bring in tourists here, but people working in that cultural aspect are not seeing themselves in it.
Look at that, it's nothing like culture.
Thank you.
Never def anything cultural.
Yeah, because
bringing in them here to show them really but are you celebrating these people?
That's why.
Are you trying to bring in things that are, you know, things how many getting could be like 50 years, 300 years. Revive that effort to say the Jola people are well known for doing this, and over the years we have not seen this, so we are bringing this thing back. It's been like 60-70 years the Jola people have not been doing this for some reason, but now with the help of XYZ we are bringing in this to celebrate that culture in Jola.
What are the important pull deka bi ñu gëna fonka culture fonka arts and creativity, because these are things yoo xam ne fi mu la yóbbu dëkk bi dafa bari. Because these people compliment government's effort. Because
maa ngi jégalu pour continuer bala ma dogguma la parce que li ñoo wax ni yëpp am na lu ci waroon a wone dañ am sam kaana ni fen ak yooyu noonu moo tax mënuñu woon a mën vidéo boobu noonu ever since mu ngi load mënuñu ko try ba download ko jaar yi xaw ma ndax pare na waaye su dee pare na tam bëgg nañ koo seetaan parce que nit ñi bëgg nañoo gis at least leen ci li nga xam ne moom la ñoo waxtaanee ñuy jégalu ci loolu ñu bàyyi nga continuer rek please.
Yeah, because lépp dafa delluwaat ci how government stands for culture. Gis nga dëkk bi nga xam ne moo la gën a fonk culture, dëkk bi nga xam ne moo la gën a embrace culture daf laa raw ci lépp
parce que moo la gën a xam.
Yeah, because tey soo demee suñu dëkkandoor yi they got Sorano, they got Grand Theatre, okay, they got a museum boo xam ne that you can showcase your talent. You understand? So and they got places where these youth with different talent can showcase their talent. So if you as a nation you didn't put certain things in place, du bokka you just gonna be a customer. yow sa dëkk dafa nekk a customer because of beneen dëkk dafa embrace li moo def moom su ko waa dëkkaam poussé si kaw yow sa dëkk dafa jëna dëkk kooku di jege si beneen dëkk bi mu ñëw jaay sa dëkk jël fi xaalis bu bari mu dem dëkkaam so you gonna be always be a customer.
li gënoon a fes ci biir réew mi sax xam ne loolu la ñu waroon a gën a téye gën koo defin gars yi dañ am ay cultural troupe dat Gambia natural cultural troupe
kay
kan moo ci bokk ñan ñoo ci nekk
dafa dee pat léegi dafa dee
gis nañ fi amoon na ay cultural groups gis nañ ci ek ndaanaan
kay
KMC dañ amoon ak cultural troupe boo xam ne it's the represent KMC Banjul noonu dafa am the national cultural dañ am jamono joo xam ne dañ daan génn di théâtre xaw suñ caam
kay
ñoom Ami Chéri ñoom
maa jigéen ñoom si yàlla si Mbaye Gueye ñoom Jaawo ñoom góob gar yete groupe these are all
loolu amatut
suñ daaj yi nekkoon radio Gambia
ma ne dafa dee dem na ba ci léegi moo tax dëgg la dem na ba ci Christmas sax dina ñëw ba jaarate dooy xam ne am na parce que dëgg la soo waxee ci wàllu diine am ñu la wax ne non waruñ ta def naa we are not talking about that we are talking about the beauty about culture in here liñ daan def those days how beautiful it was let's say not celebrating this or celebrating that but showcasing what we have because da nga gis time bu fanaali naka la daan mel jébal bi naka la daan mel understand nga ak leneen ndax ñun tey am nañ fi jamono joo xam ne séeréer dañoo génn ne tey jii dañoo seet seen cosaan dañoo ñëpp dem ci géej gi def ko fa nangam ndax amatina amatut li joolaay dese woon si def ay futan paaf di xar seen bopp ak nangam nag seen téere yàqu na ku ko defati rendi sa bopp parce que defatuñ ko so these are things yoo xam ne ni we need to continue doing it anyway maa mën na lañ naa bàyyi parce que waxtu daf ñu jot rek 5 minutes lañ am but Cargo International Award it's something significant and good am nañ 3 winners maa mën na la nga ko waraaj balaa gën
yeah but it's about the sustainability because fii dañ lay gis so many times they have so many initiatives but collect daf dëgg dañ am challenge when it comes to finance xam nga the support te li international competition la so lan nga nekk def pour engage the relevant stakeholders pour mën a gis ne mun na la jàppale with regards to the traveling issues because kooku yoon dafa lay wax ne am naa the opportunity but awma xaalis bi to pay an air ticket ak yooyu so How are you mitigating?
For the winners, their package is under the Russian government.
Okay.
Yeah, for the 3 winners, they'll be taken care of by the government anyway. We want it to be in a bigger aspect, whereby the Gambian authorities will put themselves in it, because their hand is needed, their support is needed in the local ground, mostly, and in some certain ways to make certain things possible here. This is something that's going to be happening, inshallah, every year, and we're going to need their support, because this is something that's going to be part of the NCAC calendar, because it's an international competition, whereby anytime we do it here in the Gambia, the winners will be going to Russia. And next time, we don't only want 3 winners to be coming out from the Gambia. At least we want some other sect of art, like the hip-hop, skateboarding, as we said, even in the side of sports too, because it's about arts and creativity and sports. Okay. So we just want it to be wider, but the most important thing is for the authorities to know that this is an important thing for the youths of the Gambia. So their hands, their support is well needed, and this can take the Gambian arts and creativity to another level.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Fale ñu jaare sax nga tagato parce que ñëw bi moom kontaan nañ ci lool, waaye it's unfortunate that we play that video.
Okay.
Been good, I guess, because we were just talking and then we want them to see what we were saying, and this Cargo International, I'm sure that this year it is a success, yes, but next year dina gonna face nit ñi dinañ ko gëna xam, they come forward to showcase whatever they have in terms of talent. Lan ngay tagato?
Yes, it's a learning process, and we just hope that next year and the years coming it will be bigger and better. Well, thank you for the opportunity, my brother Lipsy, and Jola bu ñaawut bi yaay jàmbur soo ko mee rek man maa ngi xaar dégg. Wow, I'm just sending a warm greetings to the audience out there, and I will say that I'm just passing through. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Maimuna?
Thank you, Lipsy. Thank you for coming. I've learned something. So, inshallah, with another Morning Star edition.
Thank you so very much. That was Saidina Omar, Borom Weekend Vibes, Borom Snap Star, with the Cargo International Award Competition, where the Gambia is definitely representing. In Russia, we've got 3 winners who are going to Russia to participate. Until then, this is exactly where we're going to do the quoting for this edition of the Morning Star. Bye-bye. Stay blessed.